What's going on YouTube? Christo here, and I've got a special video for you. This is my first ever updated top 10 designer fragrances list. It's been well over a year since I actually did the first one, and I thought it's long overdue. I finally have time, finally got my top 10 sorted out, so let's get into it. If you haven't seen my video before, my last one, basically I'm taking the top 10 designer fragrances from my wardrobe and I'm putting them in order from 10 to number 1. Now, I am a designer fragrance guy. I am into niche, definitely, but I still have a lot of designer fragrances, literally hundreds, so it's not like I'm taking 10 out of a collection of like 20 or something. And I've smelled literally thousands and thousands of designer fragrances, and I have almost everything that I really want. There are definitely a few out there that I don't have in my collection yet that I think could make my top 10 list, but that'll keep things interesting for years to come. So I'm ranking these in terms of, quality, how much I just plain like the fragrance, versatility, and as well how much I actually can wear the fragrance, because that's a really big factor when you have so many bottles in your collection. You might like a fragrance, but you never actually get to wear it. So let's get into it. Actually, wait, first, I want to mention this is not including my signature fragrance. This is my signature scent right here, Narciso Rodriguez for him. This is not in contention. Okay, and I have an honorable mention. It's not even like this fragrance got left out of the top 10. It's kind of like cheating, so I don't think it really fit in with the other fragrances. This one is L'Occitane's Eau de Beau. And this isn't actually a designer fragrance. L'Occitane are like a soap cosmetic company, and this smells amazing. It's just kind of got a leg up on the other fragrances, so I didn't want to include it. I wouldn't put this in my number 1 if I did put it in, but I still, again, I think it is kind of like cheating, just because, they kind of specialize in that sort of thing more so than designer houses, so I'm not including that, but it is a fantastic scent. It definitely would make my top 10. So let's get into it. Number 10, this is an old favorite. This is a fragrance I've mentioned numerous times on my channel. I'm a very big fan of this fragrance. This is Givenchy's Paille. And my first bottle of this I had way back in college, probably about 11, maybe almost 12 years ago. And I got so many compliments from so many girls, and there's even girls that I went to college with that remember this fragrance on me still. It's funny, when I went back to Canada a couple years ago, I met up with one of my old girlfriends, a friend that is a girl, and we were talking about perfume, and she's like, I remember you wearing something Givenchy in college, but I couldn't remember the name of it. And I told her this is what it was. She's like, that stuff is amazing. And she's right, it's a beautiful fragrance. It is actually very unisex in my opinion. It's a very smooth, sugary heliotrope fragrance. I don't actually get much vanilla, or I should say as much vanilla as a lot of people do. To me, this is more smooth heliotrope and sugar rather than vanilla. Either way, it is fantastic. I love it. Number 10. Number 9, this one is sadly discontinued because it's pretty much the only thing from the house that's any good. Everything else they've done is pretty lackluster. Number 9, this is Magnetism from Escada, and this is a beautiful fragrance. Again, this has a lot of nostalgia tied to it with me, and it has, I can see a few similarities between this and Paille, even though they don't smell very similar. It's also very sweet, very strong as well. This one, though, is kind of a sparkling, fizzy, resinous fragrance. I interpret this as kind of a rum and coke, a sweet rum and coke fragrance. There's people out there that say grape soda, and again, whatever you want to call it, either way, this stuff smells amazing. Unfortunately, though, prices are going up because it's discontinued, and it's so good. Yeah. Number 9, that was Magnetism from Escada. 8, you know, believe it or not, this one now has also been discontinued apparently. This is from a house that used to be one of the best in the designer game, and now they're just putting out crappy release after crappy release after crappy release. This is a great scent that took me a while to get into. I was a bit disappointed at first, but now I love it. This is Gucci Pour Homme 2, and man, I remember trying this the first time. I was expecting it to be similar to Gucci Pour Homme 1, and it's not at all. Other than the bottle and the name, there is almost nothing in common between the two in my opinion. This one is a very cool, refreshing tea fragrance. It has some cinnamon and some herbs and spices, a little bit of myrrh in there as well. Very, very interesting, fantastic scent. It's number 8, Gucci Pour Homme 2. Number 7, this one is a beautiful fragrance that was very, very celebrated in the YouTube community probably about 3 years ago. Definitely still gets a bit of attention, but nothing like back in the day. This fragrance is absolutely amazing. It's from a great house that I'm a very big fan of. This is Encre Noire from Lalique, and this scent, you can find this for under $40 for a 100ml bottle. That is an absolutely amazing price for this stuff because it smells amazing. Oh my god. Earthy vetiver. It's got some very, very intoxicating cypress in this. It's just so masculine and so classy, but it's very modern. It's a very, very modern masculine fragrance, which is kind of hard to find these days in the designer market. This is such a great scent. So that's number 7, Encre Noire from Lalique. Number 6, this is an all-time classic, one of the jewels of modern perfumery, kind of like 1980s and above, in my opinion. This one is just amazing. This is Fahrenheit from Dior, and this just broke the mold of men's perfumery when it was released in the late 80s. It's such an important release, and you know, it smells really good as well to boot. The reason I'm putting this in number 6 and not higher, and I think this made my list last year, I'm pretty sure, and it had the same fault, is that I just don't find the occasion to wear it enough. I live in the tropics, in the hot, you know, tropical humid air, and it's just not something I can wear day to day. I love this. I love it so much. I do get a gasoline petroleum note out of this. You know, there's a lot of people who argue quite a lot about what it actually smells like. I do get that, and I love it. I do wear it, but not as much as I would like to, unfortunately. So that's number 6, Dior Fahrenheit. Number 5, this is one of my newer bottles, and I'd been hunting for this for years. Again, it's discontinued as well. It is still out there on shelves, so keep looking, because this fragrance is one of the holy grails of modern designers. This is By from Dolce & Gabbana for men. And this fragrance is amazing. I was so happy to finally get this in my collection. Not only am I really into designers, but I'm also into really rare and discontinued designers. And yeah, this one is one of the holy grails. It's a sweet tobacco fragrance. It's got some spiciness in it. It's got some animalic qualities, but they're very gentle animalic qualities. They're not like brutish or loud. So smooth, and it's so sexy and classy. I really love this, and I am hunting for another bottle. You can get them out there, guys, trust me. You can still get those in, you know, discounters, kind of hidden under under the counter, on the shelves in the back room and stuff. So keep looking. Don't pay $200 a bottle for that stuff. That's crazy. It is a good scent, but not $200 good. Okay, number 4, this is another very highly regarded fragrance in the community, and I totally agree. This is a fantastic fragrance. and it's made the original redundant now in my books. This is Dior Homme Intense. I got this just maybe 6 months ago or so, and basically it's already kicked Dior Homme out of my rotation. I almost never wear Dior Homme anymore. It's a great fragrance, but this is just better in my opinion. I think Dior Homme has a bit more substance to it, but this one, just in terms of overall wearability and how darn good it smells, is just, this one is in a league of its own. It's such a great scent. It's dark, it's slightly sweet, it's slightly powdery. It's got the kind of makeup note that Dior Homme is famous for. I love it. I really love this stuff, and I will definitely go through several bottles of this in my lifetime. Number 3, so we're getting into the top 3, the big boys here. There's a few surprises if you see my list last year. Really good pickups this year, and you know, part of the reason I wanted to do this video. Number 3, again, if you're one of my subscribers or a longtime viewer, you're gonna know this fragrance took me a long time to track down, and I finally got it thanks to a friend in Jakarta. This is Gucci Pour Homme 1, and this fragrance is amazing. It is such an excellent scent, and believe it or not, it has also been discontinued. So good. This is such an excellent scent. This has an amazing papyrus note in it, which really got me into papyrus, or got me more into papyrus. It also has some smoky, woody qualities, even things that I would almost describe as boozy. This is also very classic and very masculine, but it's also modern as well. It does not smell dated whatsoever. It's over 10 years old now, and it still smells very modern. This is such an excellent scent. I really love this, and I'm so happy to have a bottle in my collection. It is getting really hard to find, but again, it is still out there, so have a look on shelves first before you pay crazy prices. Number 2, this one is related to my signature scent. This, you know, it's just kind of, it's almost like cheating again with this one. It's just in a league of its own for designer fragrances, especially for American designers. This is Narciso Rodriguez For Him, the EDP Musk version, and I just love this. I actually find it to be very different from the original Narciso Rodriguez. I find them to have quite a lot that's very different about them. There are similarities without a doubt, but they're quite different. Obviously the other one is my signature, and this is not, so I do prefer that one, but this one is still no slouch at all. It's very refined, very sophisticated. It does have some kind of perfumey qualities that some guys don't really like, but I love it. It's very dark and gray and dreary. It's got a lot of iris in it as well. Musk, obviously. Excellent scent. That's my number 2, Narciso Rodriguez For Him, the Musk EDP version. And my number 1, this fragrance I've actually not talked about a lot. I kind of wanted to keep it quiet. When I discovered this, I just went nuts for it, and it was kind of during my transition from exclusively into designer into niche, and I started wearing a lot of niche for a really long time, and I kind of neglected this, and I just recently in the last couple months kind of rediscovered it, and it's actually what motivated me to do this video, my new love for this fragrance. My new number 1 designer fragrance is Rocabar from Hermes, and it's just nothing like it. I've never smelled anything like it. It's so beautiful. It's so, again, it's masculine, it's classy. I can wear this to work. I can wear this if I go out for a nice dinner with my wife, and you know, it's just perfect to me. This is one of the few perfect designer fragrances I've ever smelled. It is sweet and balmy, but it's not overly sweet, which is really important to me, because I don't know, I'm not overly into sweet fragrances, but this one is a perfect blend of like classy masculine with a bit of sweetness. It's actually meant to represent the smell of a riding saddle. A lot of Hermès's fragrance are equestrian based, or themed I should say, and this one is as well, and it does actually give me kind of a smell of almost like fresh hay, drenched in like classy cologne with a bit of sweetness. That's the best way I could describe this. It's very unique, very interesting, and it is my #1 designer scent for men. That is Rocabar from Hermès. So there you have it. I would love to know your top 10, top 5, top 3, whatever, what you think of my picks for my top 10. Leave a comment. I will reply to you eventually. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you again soon.